All right, guys. I wanted to touch base on what's going on with Manon from Katseye. I know that it seems like she was forcefully kicked out of the group under the guise of health and well-being, and I think that's really dishonest from Hyben Geffen because they recruited her from Switzerland, flew her to LA, to pursue this career, and she was trained. And of course, when we watch Dream Academy on Netflix, we can see that they needed to make a show, obviously, and the drama with that was going on with her and the other trainees. So they really loved that. Like when you go watch the show, you can see that they clearly wanted that to happen. But at some point, I think while watching the show, we can tell that there was a lot of animosity towards her from the other girls because it felt like as if she was recruited. She was this girl that went viral, that was already popular, and that she already has like a following on social media, on Instagram. And all of a sudden, um, now she's here to compete. She's here to take the place of other girls that thought that they they deserve their position in the show. Little did they know that when you do these shows, you have to expect a lot to happen. And obviously, they filmed it, they recorded it, they taped their training. So, I guess I don't know if they knew it was gonna be a Netflix show, but everyone was recorded, everyone was interviewed, and pretty much everybody there was like a everybody just hated on her. She was like this new girl in town, here to eliminate someone. And then as we watched the show, they went to the survival show, which in the beginning they didn't know it was going to be a survival show. And then people started voting for who they liked, right? And then some people thought, well, they're not voting for who's more popular, they're just voting for who they like, right? And then I think that's what we learned, is that she was really popular. People showed up for her. People voted for her. And she ended up being in the group, right? Because she was recruited, she became the face of the group. I don't want to talk about like appearances and stuff. We shouldn't do that. But I think we can tell that she is just angelic. Like looking at her, you will see that she's not like the other girls. She has a unique beauty, I would say. And it looks like she was kicked out of the group for some reason. That, and then, well, if you're watching this video, you probably already know that she was kicked out. I'm not going to show the announcement that Hyben Geffen made. I think it's on Reverse. You can. It's on major major newspapers like TMZ. I mean, major publications, TMZ, Variety, and others. So, but the thing that I find troubling is that Daniela's dad has been making comments about Manon's exit. I think I have some of them here. I have a couple. Not here right now, but let's see. I think I have a few of them. I forgot to. Yeah, it is pretty wild that. Oh, here. Look, right? I don't know if you can see. This is from Daniela's father. He's been making comments such as this. I'm sure there's more, but he said, the show must go on with or without a member. Katseye is bigger than one girl. Now, I want you to imagine that you're the parents of Manon, and then you watch the show where she ended up being, they portrayed her to be a diva on the show, and then obviously she ended up being in the group because clearly they wanted her. She's pretty, you know, all of that. She was actually very good for the group, because in the beginning, if you scroll on TikTok, if you go on TikTok, you look at like their TikTok page, you will see that in the beginning, every video that they posted, like way in the beginning when Debut and Touch came out, most of the videos they posted, if they I think they posted like fan cams of each girl, either lip syncing to the lyrics of like a song of the song. And Manon, she consistently had more views, more likes, because people just knew her. And I think the executives understood that yes, she's popular, we need to add her to the group. We can tell that she had VIP treatment, all of that, right? They loved her, and we ended up loving her even more, right? But now we're seeing with I believe, let's check here, with the Gabriela music video, there was a performance that came out, and the performance centered around I would say Daniela, like, because she has a verse in that song that's just in Spanish. So they sort of, I would say, tried to make her the it girl of the group. Clearly everybody knows who's the it girl of the group. I could pull it up right now. I'm not going to play it. This is the video. All right, so you can see this is the video. It has 214 million views, and this is not the original video for the song. If you're a label, you put out two songs, right? Two music videos for two songs. One of these songs had more views than another. Clearly, as the marketing team would say, well, let's go with the song that had more views, right? Let's not do like a performance video for a song that's underperforming. Let's do a performance video for a song that is performing well, right? So if I go back to my little note here, so look here. So you can clearly see that the original video for Gabriela, which came out before Game Boy, had it has, I believe right now, roughly 67 million views. But when you look at Game Boy, with it which is centered around Manon, it has 108 million views. It came out roughly a month later after Gabriela. So in that, you would say, wait a minute, if that song is performing better, the original music video, let's do a performance video for that song, right? But no, they decided that the song that Daniela has a verse on, let's do a performance video for that song because we want that song to perform, right? But the fans chose Game Boy. Game Boy was the song people liked, right? But obviously it is what it is. Clearly they wanted to push Daniela a little bit more, which it seemed like that was their goal. You know, it's kind of sad that they recruited her, added her to the group, and you would say like they sort of used her a little bit, right? And then now the teammates, all of them, none of them came out in support or to even say, well, we were not consulted or we don't agree with this decision. No, it's just silence from them. And then Daniela's dad seems like he knew more about this than even Manon's parents, right? Because he came out literally spewing hate towards her, right? And I think that happened due to the fact that they probably watched the show and saw that girl, you know, right? That people would say, well, she had a low skill set. And then we trained her, we made her into this icon that she is. She was already popular. She was already doing modeling and stuff. So she's not just like this unknown person. And I think that's the thing, right? It created some sort of jealousy. Pretty much every member of the group had something bad to say about Manon. If you watch the show, I think the only girl that I didn't really see criticizing Manon, maybe Yunche. But Yunche as well was, I think she was recruited, maybe not recruited, but she's had K-pop training. So yeah, that's the thing. It's kind of wild to think that they would do that to her. And then there was a video that was posted by like a creator right here. Her name is Simone. She posted a reel, as you can see here, and then it got a lot of views, a lot of attention. And then Manon went on her page and liked the video, right? And then we had Manon's post on Reverse and the announcement from the label, which is totally different. They wanted to present it to us as, oh, we sat down with the group and Manon's going on a hiatus. And right, she clearly agrees to do this. She wants to do this. And then Manon was like, no, I did not agree to do this. I'm healthy. I mean, she didn't say I didn't agree to do this, but basically she said there are things that are outside of our control, basically. And yeah, I think that's just crazy to think about, that the most popular member, she is the most popular member of Katseye. And if you don't believe me, I can quickly show you. I believe I will look it up and I'll show you in a moment. She has the most liked edit, like on TikTok, out of all the members, like by like 10,000 miles. Basically, she's the most popular member of the group. She's the most followed, I believe. As of right now, I think on Instagram, it seems like Lara has like 5.8 million followers. Manon has about 5.4 million. Yunchi has like 5.5. It switches back and forth, but basically, when the group was created, she was the most popular and she remained the most popular. And you can see how how her skill set improved from watching the show to performing. And they even performed at the Grammys. You would ask yourself, they performed at the Grammys this month, they were nominated, they performed. Why now, less than a month after the Grammys, you're coming out with an announcement that she did not agree to, right? And this is what I want to talk about. This was a video from Simone where she was talking about the mistreatment of black girls and girl groups. And Manon went on and liked the video, which goes to prove that, they thought that they were going to control the narrative. And apparently, Hybe is used to removing members from girl groups for some reason. They said they did it to Le Seraphim. I don't know if I'm saying the name right. And New Jeans, yeah, they said they removed the member, and I guess these members were just forgotten, and nobody, there was no support for them. They just forgotten, and then that's it. They moved on as a member, as like a 5-member group. But can you just imagine that as a record label, you flew out this girl to put her on the show, right? And then she became the most popular member because people just loved her so much, right? And then all the money you spent to put her in this mold, to turn her into this idol, because they had the K-pop idol training. And why would you go ahead and kick her out of the group? What about your investment? What about the investment you made into her? Do you not want to recoup that investment? So that's why I'm like, this seems pretty odd and weird. And I think people remember last time when they had like a photo shoot for some magazine, and then they didn't put her on like, her picture was not on the website. Every girl, I think when they came up with their dolls and stuff, her picture was not sent to the company, and then the company said, well, we didn't receive a picture. So yeah, it's just a crazy thing. And then you can see here, Chloe Bailey, I believe, she said something about it. I think it's on TikTok or Instagram. Yeah, it's just odd, you know. And I think this is from her again. On Weverse, she said, I find it so funny. Some people hate to see black girls winning. Boo hoo, I'm not gonna stop anytime soon. But yeah, I think it's just a sad situation. But I think Manon can go solo. And if she does go solo, she could be as big as Tyler or even bigger, because if you look at Tyler, they sort of look similar, and Tyler is very successful. She won 2 Grammys by herself. Manon has what it takes to be a solo artist, and that's why I'm asking myself, if the label is smart enough, they would not just kick her out of the group and lose out on their investment. They would maybe push her to go solo, if that's what they would like to do, if they want to recoup more money from, I mean, I'm sure they spent millions on making that show and training all these girls, right? Have Maybe they've already recouped that money. I don't know. They went on a small tour. It was not even like a big stadium or arena tour, so I don't think they've already recouped the millions they spent to train them. So yeah, it's just a weird situation, and I don't think it should be that way. And then what I find really odd is that none of the girls are talking about it. They're not. Nope. They're usually pretty much on social media 24/7. And then there's Coachella coming up in April. So why would you kick out your most popular member of your group that you spent money training, and basically you wanted the biggest girl group in the world, and then you create all this drama? And I think if you listen to Game Boy, one of Manon's line was, she is a drama or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if they're using her like a pawn on a chessboard, kind of like to get people riled up and upset, and then later they're going to maybe announce the album and then she's gonna be back in the group. I don't think that's the case, because if that was the case, she would not be like 1 hour after they announced that she left the group coming and saying, well, no, I didn't leave, I'm healthy, I'm not sick. I don't think she would like contradict what they said. I don't think that would make sense. It feels like some powerful people aren't happy with her and they're upset. I don't know what it is, but yeah, it's weird. You know, missed opportunity for Hybe and Geffen if they lose their literally biggest, most popular member out of their new girl group that they just came up with and literally has the Netflix show about. So, well, I'll leave it there, guys. Yeah, I think that was really fun to talk about. I don't usually make these type of videos, but I guess I just wanted to try something new, and we'll see how it goes. Make sure you comment, like the video, subscribe, whatever, you know. Maybe if I missed some stuff, just let me know what I missed. And yeah, thank you for watching. Peace.